And the 520-year prophecy cycle, that's in here. And I'll show an example how it's used. In 1506, you add 520, it'll take you to 2026. So in one read, even though it shows that it's 1506, it also corresponds to 2026. In other words, the present to them and the future from their perspective. So if that's 2026 for one rabbit, 2 reed is 2027. 3 flint is 2028. See how I'm going with this? And the order goes to 4 house, which means that this is 2029. 2026, 27, 28, 29. So that solar maximus. All based on this 520-year prophecy cycle. You put it to any year, you could predict anything that's going to happen in the past, all the way into the future. How do I know that? I was just going to show this part here, and then I was going to show, that the asteroid hypothesis will make a close approach to Earth on April 13th, 2029, passing within 20,000 miles closer than many geostationary satellites. You know what that fancy word geostationary means?
What does it mean?
It means the satellites that are in orbit as we speak up above us. And if this is my warning, might not get a direct hit from the thing. But Elon Musk and his hundreds of satellites, he put in a chain up there, plus the Russian, American, Japanese satellites. And there's a big rock coming in that's going to be lower than a suborbital path of satellites. Does that tell me that something might get messy? You got a big rock going down to little pieces of metal that are orbiting the Earth, and it's coming in at thousands and thousands of miles an hour. And it might not hit the Earth, but I'm worried that it's going to hit the satellites.
Yeah.
Chicken Little, what goes up must come down.
Dang,
The sky's falling.
Even if it just gets to that level, that's going to be scary because people are going to be like, holy, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, that's closer than the moon.
Right.
But anyway, this is, I'm going to show you how this is connected, how I came across. I was just going to do this, and I was going to call it good. And then Spirit reminded me, he said, you remember that promise? When it became one rabbit, you were going to let people have a heads up on everything their governments and religions aren't letting them know. And I went, oh man, why did I make that promise? And what is this year, one rabbit?
2025/2026.
In other words.
Yep.
Now. So I got to do my doodlies. So I was going to just, fart it off and say, oh, okay, I'll just, But now that that's the 520-year cycle that I'm talking about, I'll go into the full presentation now that we've gotten this far.
Right. And I want to apologize earlier for accidentally hitting the stop recording. So this should have been one full long video. And if you just got to this, there is another part. The first part of this is the previous video. Thanks.
We got cut off?
Yeah.
Darn.
I don't know what happened. It just...
Yeah, well, it happens. But anyway, back to what we're doing. This diagram that I was showing earlier, I'll take it out of the plastic, it gives you a better idea. Remember I said that 2026 correlates to 1506?
Yes.
Look at one rabbit. Look at 2 reed. See?
Yeah.
2027. 3 flint. 1508. 2028. 4 house. 1509. 2029. 5 rabbit. The corresponding year to it. See?
Yep. The corresponding years.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't believe me, the one rabbit is 1505, 1506.
Oh, that was Montezuma's year.
Yeah, 1505, 1506.
That's the year he took you guys from 1 reed to 2 reed.
Oh, see?
So he changed 1 rabbit to 2 2 reed.
1505, 1506. 1 rabbit.
Yeah.
Now look.
1 rabbit.
1 rabbit. 2025, 2026.
Yeah.
Same.
Starting November 3rd, 2025.
Same. So I'm just showing you that we're not, just making this up, and it's correlated with,
End of New Year is November
Yeah.
3rd, 2025, and then 2026.
So I wanted to show that, so you would have an idea.
Drops
of,
back a day every weekday.
About
weekday year.
how I came up with this on this side. That is, that corresponds to that. One rabbit and one rabbit. 520 years, it'll take you to that. To predict anything, Prophecies. This book really is a book of divination. I have to admit, it's for reals. How do I know that? It took me a while to look at this image. My printer was going out, probably because the knowledge is getting heavy. And I looked at it from an indigenous perspective. As a matter of fact, everything I'm showing you is from an indigenous perspective. Forget the scientists, forget the New Agers, forget all of the ancient alien guys or whoever's out there right now. Take it from as indigenous people. It takes one crazy Indian to figure out another crazy Indian, no matter what time or what era. What is Montezuma doing? He's looking into this bird that has a mirror on his head. He's looking into the mirror, and what is he doing? He's looking into the mirror, which is showing him the past. Why? In 1499, there was a geomagnetic storm that hit the Aztecs. See? Them freaking out. What is that? See, they're pointing at. So him looking in the past. And what is that? He's looking in the past from this point where he's at over here at, 10 years in the past from 1519 to 1499. One read. 1519. See, one read. 1519.
And that was in one of you scanned that codex page. But it printed out funny.
Well, I'm not surprised. Like I said, heavy knowledge. Now you go the other way. And now you're going and looking into the future. Well, he's looking at, and what is he looking into the future? He's looking into the future to the next geomagnetic storm that's going to be happening in 2039. And what does he see in the mirror for the future in 2039? Genetic deformities. People with 2 heads, 3 arms, or little short arms that are all running around. And he's able to see into the future that the next storm is going to cause genetic deformities, which causes
Mutations.
Population decrease like you wouldn't believe, because people are going to probably end up sterile as well.
Right, from radiation.
Exactly. So this right here is kind of, what gave me the hint about, like the layout. So now you see how the years correspond to the past, to the present. And how Montezuma is looking through this.
And look,
here.
the doors are like modern day doors too.
Well, he's looking through the doorway into the future. Yeah. But that's from an indigenous perspective. And now back to the show. Because I have the rest of this over here, which I'll show you. This is my explanation of what I was not going to show earlier, but I said, no, I guess I better do it anyway. Because, see, 1507, 2027, 1508, 2028, 1509, 2029. What did I say? 2027, 2027, 2027, 1507. Which verifies that we have the dates right, because we didn't put 1507 here. So
it's in the codex, yeah.
It's in the codex itself. I did put the 2027 there, but the 1507 corresponds to 2027. So these dates with the ancients were corresponding to the very same dates. We're using the same dates, in other words. This one right here, I was almost not going to show, and then I decided that maybe I'll start with this, and then I'll go to the rest of this, the presentation in this book. But first, I got to explain what you're seeing in all of this, because it doesn't make sense, because it has nothing to do with how the white man sees it, the yellow, or the black man. You got to look at it through a red window in order to understand what the red man at that time had put down. I went through this thing under thinking that it was about, divination, and maybe history, and like like an archaeologist of a sort. Kind of feel bad now, until I bumped into a wall. The square ones in the front are about the history. These ones that are going in a rows out here are about their present or the future. See? So it's divided in two sections: their ancient history and their present history and the future. Which is really weird, because I didn't understand that this was also predicting what was going to happen at our time that they knew about.
Oh.
So I'll explain here in a second here. One rabbit is over here. So we know that, and that's two flint. What happens on two flint? Every time there's a flint year, there's a morning star that rises. It's just the way it is. Every 8 years is a reed year.
That's the Venus.
It's always going to be a reed
cycle.
year no matter what. But the morning star rises. Reed, first thing. Astronomical. Okay, morning star rises. Oh, I got that. Then the next image is half a temple. Okay, half a temple. Why? Because there's a full temple over here. That spike is what we saw on this image that we showed a little earlier. Did I already put it back already? This tree, winter. See the spikes coming out of it?
Yeah.
See the spikes coming out of it? Which is weird, because this is ancient and this is modern Aztec. But anyway, what I was going to show you is that it says that in the wintertime, when the morning star rises, and it's going to be the leader's last time on his throne. His eyes are getting closed on here. During that time, when the morning star rises, see that line that's connected right there? That is movement. That means there's going to be an earthquake on the land at the same time when this leader's last time on the throne in 2026, 27. And there'll be an earthquake. Why is he on the throne for his last time? That flute with the smoke coming out, that represents war. Look over here. There's a dead American eagle sitting there with a bunch of dead people with shields and swords with their eyes closed. Dead warriors from the war. And then what is this thing also telling you about the earthquake here? It's telling you that it's associated with these over here. And what are these four little things stand for? The destructions of the world that happened before, which included being destroyed in our time by earthquakes. How do I know that? First world was destroyed by volcanoes. Second one was destroyed by hurricanes. Third one was destroyed by fire. Fourth one destroyed by flood. And then movement is earthquake, and all of the elements combined with that's what that movement means. So that represents this over here. It's giving you heads up that this is going to be occurring soon. But this over here talks about a war where a lot of people died. And on 2026, 27, didn't Trump just now order them to go to be boots on the ground and to go into and invade? So this ties to, I'm showing you how this ties to what's going on in the current moment as we speak. So you would understand that. Now we're going to 2028. These lines are connected. They're telling you that they're connection lines. So it's connected to here. What happened? There's half a temple here. And what does that mean? Somebody's struggling to get a full temple. So I went, okay, I get that. So I went over here. Now you look here, if you put another half there, you got a full temple. See? It's got the other half.
So he's building a country or something.
Mm-hmm. So now a full temple. What does it mean, a full temple? It means the natives are starting to fight for their lands to get what was rightfully theirs back. And when is it occurring? During the equinox. Because the solstice, and equinoxes, that's how these are set up on the temples. And that's why the temples are made.
Reclaiming Mother Earth.
And why do I know they're fighting to reclaim their land? Because that represents a capital.
Right.
The temple represents the capital. And why are they fighting?
Seed balls.
Because the leader that was on this last time on the throne is now dead. See the body bag is wrapped in? And see that what he's sitting
and
on?
He's tied to the capital?
Yeah. And see that line that they're all connected? But see that what he's sitting on, that he's dead on? It's the same thing these warriors are sitting on that are dead after the war. These little, but they're just smaller. That this dead guy's sitting on. That's why I know they're dead. This guy is now dead, which causes a war to occur in 2028 that starts a movement to go on in for house in 2029. 29. Okay, that line is connected to here and then to there.
There's a solar
but then
flare.
there's a line that's connected here, so it's
Mass
telling me
ejection.
it's connected. So what does that mean to me? It means in 2028, you add 11 years to that, it'll take you to the solar flare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's your 11 years for a solar cycle.
That's like that picture you showed in that previous recording a week ago.
And remember I showed you about Montezuma looking into that bird's head?
Yeah.
And what was he looking at?
He was looking at the past and he was looking at the future.
No, he was looking at stars.
Oh, stars. Oh, yeah.
Look, stars. Look, stars.
Yeah, he's looking at stars.
Stars. Pleiades. Why do I know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Say, what other the Pleiades?
Did you? Yeah.
And then look, it's the
That's how we say it in Navajo.
Oh, okay.
Did you? Yeah.
That feather's straight up.
Right.
And this connected right here means that 2028 is connected to over here. And what does that mean? That the 2028 is connected to two events that are going to be happening around us. This represents two events. And what are the two events? What I just showed you a little earlier about hypothesis. You know, and the satellites I was talking about earlier of 2029. But it also represents 11 years from now when there's going to be a big solar flare that'll be hitting the Earth in 2039. So it's why they're connected. That's why it shows up. It's important because these little lines, they show how they're all connected. See, the rising of the morning star is connected to the leader, his last time on the throne, which is connected to an earthquake. It gives you times during the equinox, during the winter, when the Pleiades is directly overhead. You already know what that means.
That's in November.
Yeah, see, it's dated. It dates it for you.
Like an eagle plume standing up.
So now we got that out of the way.
That's how the Navajos say it. That's when our new year begins.
These two right here, and I had to put them back in my little notebook later, but I had to take them up with the plastic now. So I showed you how all these are related, 520 years. Any time that you want to do a prophecy or prediction in this book, you just got to use 520 for any of these, and you could go to any of these and find out what happened at any of those times, but any of those years from that 520. And then why do I know that? It's because of this one date right here. One read.
Right.
And one read is real important because I'm going to show you.
Well, it's in that book over here, which is basically the 52-year cycle he was showing you earlier. Right here.
No, come here. We don't have to get on.
52-year cycles.
Here, I'm doing the presentation.
Okay.
Come in
I just
over
wanted people to
here.
have an understanding.
Yeah,
like a visual.
I could show them right here. It's the 1519 when Cortez landed in one reed, and 2039 when this event is going to occur with the solar storms, and then the second arrival of, which is the second arrival of Kukulkan, Quetzalcoatl. They mistook Cortez because he landed in one reed, but they should have been smart enough to know that if he landed it before the 9 hell cycles, he was more likely the dark twin.
Right.
Because the light twin shows up at the beginning of the heaven cycles, which is 2039, which means this is the light twin, that's the dark twin. Get that, Mesoamericans? Don't mess up next time. Gotta know. Know your long count. So now that we talked about the importance of 1519 and 2039.
That should be a sticker, Raj. Know your long count.
That is true.
Or a bookmark or something.
And then I was going to stop at that, and then Spirit said it again. He said, what was your promise? You said you were going to show them all that, was, meant to be revealed and not hold anything back so they could be prepared. I said, oh, okay. So now, that's 2026, one rabbit, right? Which means that's 2025, which means that's 2024. Now I'm gonna probably need people's input on this, because there's some things I can see. I can't see everything, and maybe there's other things people can see that I don't see, and put it on the comments below on us, and I'll go through these slowly and let you know what year it corresponds to, and then just put the year and what you think it means, and I'll let Colleen just stay on it for a little bit so you could soak in that one time. This over here, of course, 1504 corresponds to 2024. This is 2024.
Okay.
1505. This is 2025.
Okay.
Where my finger is pointing to.
All right.
See, I'm not trying to get my finger out of the way so people can get a view.
All right.
Remember, this is 2025. So if you see anything that I'm not seeing, put it in the comments and just put 2025 at the beginning. Now here we're at one rabbit, 2026. I'm going to interpret what I think I see in it and see what else, and I'll give people time to, soak the image in that's in here, which corresponds to the year we're in right now. And what's going on in the year right now? It seems to be that there's some kind of war going on that's happening here, and it seems to have to do with this poor guy being sacrificed and apparently stabbed in the heart, and on a temple, which tells me that it's a war, and it's the beginning of something that's going to go on with the solar sun as well in 2026. What is going on with the sun? Geomagnetic storms, volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis. And it's not too far off. And then one rabbit, what's going down here? Down here, this guy's trying to do his farming, and I guess it's kind of a little on the dry side, so he has to shoo off the rodents because it's apparently a drought. That's why the rodents there. There's nothing to eat. And he's chasing them up the field.
That was always one rabbit, and that's actually one of the reasons why Montezuma changed time.
Yeah, they couldn't eat, basically, because these guys were eating all their food. They did shoo them off in time. But anyway, now we're going to 2027. See that image?
Yeah.
2027, back to those lines, that line I was showing a little earlier. And this one is simple because I don't have to explain too much. Because like I already explained, the morning star and what I did at the war, and the dead eagle, that's with the dead warriors, and then this representing warfare with the flute with smoke coming out of it. And then an earthquake happening on the land when the leader is on his throne for the last time. And then over here in 2020, this is 2026, 2027. So you can soak that in.
Right.
This is 2027, 2028, going this way. And so you're looking over here. And this is the one I was mentioning where the leader that was sitting on the throne the last time is no longer on the throne. He's dead, and there's a flint image showing the underworld. And I guess that must be him stinking to high heaven, because that happens when you're dead. Connected to a capital. What's it mean? There's somebody in leadership that's running the American government is dead by 2026, 2027. By 2028, he's history.
Oh, 2027, 2028. So
Mhm.
it's November, early November.
Yeah, because we're using the Pleiades as the annular star, which
Right.
is in November.
It's directly overhead at
We're not
midnight.
using the Gregorian because it's lopsided and stupid.
Okay.
And over here is 2029, and I expended in 2029 was that hypothesis comet or asteroid coming down close to the Earth and probably possibly disturbing the satellites because it's going to be lower than the orbits of the satellites that are going around the Earth. And this one shows that the native people are getting ready to reclaim their land. How do I know that? Quetzal feathers on the top, and it's the guy that originally owns the land. And what? This dead eagle over here is a baby eagle, which is replacing the dead one.
Oh.
And who's he fighting? The invaders. And who's not happy? Who just got ran off of the land? The invaders. And this is us, representing us, indigenous people, the Quetzal feathers, new bird, old bird, leader, dead leader, new leader. Okay, now we got to that part. Now this is where it gets interesting from 2029 to 2029, 2030. And that corresponds to 15, 15, 10. Originally, I was going in here to find out what's going on in 15, 10, because that was the year when Aguilar and the other Spaniards shipwrecked off the coast of Mexico 10 years before Cortez, which means in 1519, which makes that like 15, 10. And I was going to look to see if, I would find a Spaniard, with an icon of a ship on its side that's shipwrecked, because they shipwrecked it and they found foreign people on their land for the first time.
Yeah.
So I was expecting to find that. And this is how I found out that this is a book about the future in an interesting way. The rabbit over here stands for, this is 2030, back to the leader, talking about him being dead again. But after 1510, around that time when Aguilar was supposedly, shipwrecked off the coast of Mexico and a new people had arrived, I didn't find a Spaniard that was shipwrecked. See those? See that? That's the ceiling of the sky. All these little blue things are